I think we got it working now. It looks like OBS, at least on my end, is looking solid. We are going to see a triple tap. I'm sorry. Uh, Looks like the spiders did go out. Unfortunately, I couldn't tell you who actually had the spiders to begin with. It looks like it possibly could have been the regulators that did get enough to turn in their. It is the regulators that got. Nope, both teams have actually had the prospective spiders. Regulators are now turning in 15 of spiders to 0 spiders for triple tap dancers, and we are going to see a little bit of jostling position in the mid lane.
Yeah, so far a pretty even match. A little bit of an advantage going over so far to the regulators, as you guys can see from the XP advantage they've gained thus far. But overall, 3 kills to 0. Not a huge. It is still anybody's game.
Cho'Gall there with the big pull, and the Sunder does come out along with the Maw being able to safely get the regulators' teammates away from that menacing Cho'Gall.
Yeah, a huge Maw coming out there. Saves them a lot of health and damage, and a big blink out from Brightwing. Looks like it might actually get Brightwing out safely. Very, very close to death there.
Yeah, I really like what Nora was trying to do. They're trying to escape. They did a very good job of using her kit, trying to evade the death right there. And we are going to see this bottom keep go down on the side of the regulators.
Yeah, still able to take advantage despite the huge Maw play there. They are going to end up pushing them off this fort.
Oh, they are.
But it is
just
feasible.
A sliver. Absolutely, it is. Just a sliver of health remaining on that bottom tower. Once again, guys, we were just coming back from the crash. My computer crashed, and then I tried to rejoin twice into the game with my OBS, and OBS crashed the game twice. So what I did is I shut everything down and reloaded everything, and it looks like, knock on wood, everything is fine. Both teams trying to get prospective gems for the turn-in, and also while doing so, making sure that they babysit the turn-ins to prevent their opponents from spawning those spiders first.
Yeah, so far right now, we need to see a lot of goaltending out of the triple tap dancers if they want to maintain any kind of.
Cho'Gall getting polymorphed right there, a little bit in trouble, about half health is gone, but it looks like he is going to be able to scoot himself away there. Just not enough damage yet. Coming out from the regulators to take him down effectively.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of stalling this out here with the pokes from both Gall, the ball from Cho'Gall here, and of course then the lightning from Thrall. Just trying to deny this turn-in for as long as humanly possible. A very good strategy here is they're slowly gaining enough coins to be able to turn in. As soon as we see triple tap dancers actually pick up enough coins to turn in, I would love to see them actually engage on a team fight, but they are going to end up walking away and allowing that turn in to happen.
Yes, they are. Regulators are going to get their second spawn of, I think it's second spawn. Oh, a big pull in from the Cho'Gall, popping both ults, and we are going to see Rhaegar go down. Big Maw coming out, taking out Thrall, and also killing Greymane, and Cho'Gall is going to have to scoot himself away in fear of losing both of those players.
Yeah, they do end up getting Raynor there, but had that Gall ult came out just a little bit earlier, they could have actually also caught. They could have also caught, I believe, Brightwing or Zagara, one of the two in there. Could have actually turned that team fight a little better for them. But the Gall ult was just a little bit late to pair up with the pull in from Cho.
It was a little bit late there. The synergy just wasn't there in that particular instance. I'm sure that's something that those two players will continue to work on there. We do see regulators give up that mid lane where I thought they could have gotten a little bit of push. However, they did elect to go up to the top lane, and it looks like they are going to be able to take this tower down with not much of a trouble.
Yeah, it looks like they're taking the long view here. They go ahead and send their strong solo laner and Zagara down to the bottom to also soak the minions that are easily being taken out by this second web weaver. So they kind of split up their resources a little bit. They're not going to be able to be as effective, but they're going to end up winning the race to 16 by quite a lot because of all this extra XP they're soaking up.
Hyperion coming out, however, there is no big follow-up for it, trying to get some of that damage onto those towers and gate, but no real big follow-up because the spiders does fall down, and we're waiting for the respawn of the eggs to spawn another spider. Both teams can get a turn in here if they can get a clean turn in. However, it looks like triple taps dancers are going to have to be able to goaltend this top turn in.
Yeah, another really good strategy there of splitting up and making sure to soak all the lanes. They also ended up catching.
Oh, Thrall going down there right there with the reset from Li Ming, though, and we do see the pull and charge from Cho'Gall, and we do see Raynor down for the Regulators and Thrall down for the Triple Tap Dancers there.
Yeah, I'm starting to think the triple tap dancers might just be picking on Raynor a little bit, maybe trying to get in the head a little bit of that player.
There is. He doesn't really have much of an escape there. He does have that burst heal there as part of his kit. However, there is no major escape that he can provide. So you're right. I think they are going to try to pick on him a little bit more, maybe get into the head of him, cause a couple more deaths there, and see if they can shore up this deficit they have in the XP.
Yeah, and both teams still holding enough gems to actually get the turn in here. We'll have to see if either team wants to really push it and give it a shot here.
We are here at the top turn and a bit of a fight coming out of it, but both teams are going to back away. Let's take a look at the score. As we look, Triple Tap Dancer has not turned any of their gems. They're still looking to turn something in. 42 gems are turned in for the side of the Regulators. Looks like the Regulators are going to sniff out that bottom attempt to turn in, as the Triple Tap Dancers are going to slink away and try to readjust and regroup and do something to try to push this turn in.
Yeah, so far we're seeing the Regulators really get a lot of value off of that first pick Zagara.
We are coming out here. Two caught in by the pull from Cho'Gall. Stasis is used along with the Moth coming from Zagara, and it looks like Regulators are going to be able to take away this map, and they are going to bring down the Cho'Gall. Two players coming down for the Cho'Gall, along with Greymane, Thrall, and Cho'Gall, and all we have left is Rhaegar here, and it looks like Regulators are going to get that turn in.
Yeah, a huge clear there. Both teams knew that they had enough to turn in. Both of them really wanted to get an advantage to be able to turn in. So a very smart move there by the Regulators, waiting until they had level 16, they had the advantage, and then they pressed that advantage by winning that team fight and securing the turn in. Very, very heads-up move by them.
It was. However, the death timers are not advantageous yet for the Regulators, so the other team is going to be up the Triple Tap Dancers before the spawn of the Spiders. They were hoping to get some major push here in the mid lane, but I'm not sure how much of a push they're going to be able to get here. Maybe they might be able to get that keep.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to pressure this mid keep Hyperion coming out. I think they're going to actually be able to get this with the pressure of the Web Weaver. We'll have to see exactly how much the Triple Tap Dancers want to use this aggressive kind of dive comp they have to try and do this.
Right, and the Regulators are going to get the keep down in mid lane here. Polymorph coming out on Cho'Gall as he slinks away. And we are seeing Thrall coming right in the middle of here. We do see the pull by Cho'Gall and the ult. And looks like Zagara's going down with possibly, and even Brightwing coming down too. So there is a major, major turn of events here in the mid lane here on the side of the Triple Tap Dancers.
Yeah, I felt like they could have taken that fight just a little bit earlier, maybe had a chance of actually taking their keep, but they do end up setting up that flank Sunder there. They waited for the Web Weaver so that it'd be a little bit safer of a fight. They do end up winning the fight, but they end up losing the keep off of that as well.
They do, and they can't really press that big advantage that they made for themselves because they still had two Spiders they had to deal with, and by the time they get all themselves regrouped and ready to go, Regulators are healed up, and it looks like that Brightwing and Zagara are going to spawn pretty soon. However, the Triple Tap Dancers are going to make this advantageous boss call right here.
A very aggressive boss call. A lot of that, don't know if they really had any vision on exactly where the Regulators were, but either a very calculated or a very lucky advantage gain there, as they are going to be all the way across the map, and they're not going to be able to do a single thing about this boss.
No, they're absolutely not. The Regulators were down in the bot lane trying to secure that camp. They had no idea that the Triple Tap Dancers were up at the top lane taking down that boss, and now they're going to have to. The Regulators are going to have to deal with that boss. However, Triple Tap Dancers do not have enough to turn in to get Spiders spawned.
Yeah, they're going to have to start clearing out these lanes and pushing these lanes back. Ultimately, the vision of Zagara is bad enough, but also having all these lanes pushed in. At this point in the game, the Regulators know exactly where the Triple Tap Dancers are pretty much all the time. But they're going to have to get a little bit of unpredictability going on here if they hope to continue to compete here on Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Yes, sir. And boss does push into the top lanes. It gets to the top four at about a quarter of the way down, but not much of an advantage press there with that. And Triple Tap Dancers having forced to clean up their bottom lane instead of taking the advantage of the boss.
Yeah, really smart play still coming out here from the Regulators. They knew that they had lost that team fight but they had gotten a keep out of it, which they'll take that trade any day of the week. Most teams will. But it looks like we may see another engagement here in the mid.
They are. It looks like the regulators are going to try to turn in what little coins that they do have left, and get a spawn some spiders off them. However, the triple tap dancers are going to try their best, try to make sure that does not happen. Even though they are now electing to walk away and turn in what they have in the top lane.
Yeah, they're going to try it, but Li Ming is going to poke this out for a little while. We're also going to see Johanna just a little bit short with her flashlight there, but overall they do make the rotation up here. They do see it because of the tumors.
And we are seeing the Maw.
In here.
We have a pull with a Maw and a Sunder coming out there. They did catch up Brennan and Rump. Raynor going down on the side of the regulators. Rump, who's on Joanna, looks like he might be able to slink away using Unstoppable. And Thrall just coming out, saving himself by the skin of his teeth. We are seeing the beam from Nate Dogg on Lunara, and it looks like Brightwing and Raynor are the ones that are going to go down for the regulators.
Yeah, another good team fight from the triple tap dancers there. Being patient, waiting for the opportunities to be able to pick off players from that dragon, from those big ults, and ultimately they end up winning yet another team fight here in the mid.
Right, and looks at top lane. We got Greymane trying to take care of that lane with Li Ming waiting in the distance there to see if he can poke some kind of damage off of Greymane, who is almost at very, very low health.
Yeah, I think Greymane survived there by about the sliver of XP that they need to get to 20 here for the regulators, because had she had that upgrade on Disintegrate, that would have been an easy kill with that slow, but not quite enough to be able to get that out there. So she decides to save the Disintegrate to continue to poke here, and just brilliant play coming out of the regulators. I love what they're doing with this poke. They're just being patient, waiting to get 20, and now they have these Storm Talents, and you see triple tap dancers backing out of here because they know that until they get 20, they can't compete with these guys. And a huge rotation coming in here from the regulators.
Here we are with the regulators trying to come in with the rotation. They're slightly behind the Joanna, and Cho'Gall might be caught out here. However, their regulators are not going to push through under the bush. They're just going to lay in wait on the triple tap dancers Merc camp there. Now, looking at the Storm Talents, there doesn't look like anything out of the ordinary coming from the regulators as they hit 20 in their Storm Talents. We are also going to see the Rewind coming out from Brightwing, and we are going to see Nexus Frenzy from Raynor.
Yeah, they're going to actually rotate to the bottom here because they didn't want to take that fight. That's going to end up opening up the way for them to get yet another keep. 2 keeps down so far for the triple tap dancers.
It is. However, they are going to look to turn in here with 33 gems from Greymane and spawn some spiders. We'll see if this is going to do anything to try to stem the tide that the regulators have created for themselves late in this match on Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Yeah, this will give them an opportunity to get a little bit of breathing room as the regulators will have to clear these web weavers. It's going to give them at least another opportunity to get level 20 and maybe be on even footing to try and win a team fight and try and turn this around.
Right. Regulators up in top lane dealing with the top spider right now as triple tap dancers moving from mid lane and maybe trying to slink out to a gank or a rotation here. Looks like a major rotation from behind by the triple tap dancers, but not a pure engagement setup here as they decide to come away from that and regroup.
Yeah, they were looking pretty hard for a team fight here, and they're going to get it with Sunder. The engagement is on.
They are, with the Maw coming out along with the Sunder and the pull from Cho'Gall. We are going to see Thrall go down. Cho'Gall getting very low, uses his stasis ability. However, it may not be enough. Oh, very nice. Rhaegar Ancestral. Yes, absolutely.
Rhaegar.
Excuse me, I couldn't think of the name for a second. I arguably saved his life there. And it looks like they're going to back out, heal up, and the regulators are going to go down to the bottom lane and try to save that bottom keep, or bottom tower.
Yeah, I have to give a huge heads up to Ka-12 Ma here on Zagara. She is getting some huge Ma's out right as Cho'Gall is popping that ability. She does it after the pull in, but before the Gall ult is able to land, and so that gives her team time to be able to get out there and be able to get away from that Gall ult and really negate most of the advantage that's gained off of these aggressive
Triple Tap Dancers
rotations.
trying to get their second boss here, but they don't know that the Regulators know that they're up there, and here they are going to try to pressure that. They are going to get away, leave the boss for another day, and we'll see if the Regulators are going to try to sneak their own boss.
I think they're going to actually wait until they're able to win a big engagement here. A very gutsy call. They did have that top lane cleared out, but they do sniff that out. I think they had left the lanes alone long enough that the Regulators were able to figure out what was going on, especially after they had gotten that one earlier.
We are going to see Thrall go down. Cho'Gall getting very, very low, but he is able to slink himself away using. Oh, and then we do see the polymorph coming out from Brightwing, but no big follow-up there because they're getting too close to the tower, to their keep, and Regulators elected to go back and get that boss.
Yeah, they get Thrall down, and at this point they realize they have the vision, they have the ability to get this out. Meanwhile, the lanes in both mid and bot starting to push in, which is something that they know the triple tap dancers are going to have to answer to. Had taken down all of the shields here for the triple tap dancers and actually started just a little bit of damage on their core. So they're able to take advantage from just that one Thrall death to be able to take this here, and this is going to be threatening the final keep and a huge play there as they also pick up the Web Weavers. This could be lethal.
This could be. With the boss pushing top lane and the spiders spawning very, very shortly, this is going to be an immense amount of pressure on this top keep and ultimately top portion of the core. We'll see how the triple tap dance are going to defend this.
Yeah, and all of these Web Weavers are coming out pretty far into the lane, so unless we see just a ridiculously decisive team fight victory here, I think the triple tap dancers are in a lot of trouble.
They are. The Cho'Gall trying to go with the pull, followed up by the Gall ult, but not being able to secure anybody there. Hyperion coming out from Raynor, trying to save himself. Thrall does get his Thunder out, but a huge maw coming from Ka-12 Ma, and we're going to see Thrall go down, along with Rhaegar go down. This is definitely looks like it's going to be the G's. And
yeah, every lane pushing in, and the boss, and just too much pressure there. Just way, way too much pressure.
No, and I have to admit that Regulators did a real nice job, pretty much all match, controlling this entire map in engagements from whatever triple tap dancers were trying to do to get themselves in. They had a few little hiccups there where triple tap dancers were able to get a few clutch kills and clutch momentum swings. However, they didn't panic. They just kept to their strategy and were able to do a real nice job of providing that immense amount of pressure using their turn-ins along with that late boss pickup to secure this win.
Yeah, and I have to give the MVP award to Zagara. The play coming out from Ka-12 Ma was just amazing. Those devouring Ma's were what changed the tide in pretty much every team fight that we saw. Being able to take Cho'Gall out, and I thought Brightwing would be a lot of it with the polymorph, but at the end of the day, those Ma's came out at the perfect times to be able to negate what Cho'Gall was able to do with his ults. And they just were able to turn the team fights from there.
Right, and like you said, Zagar waiting patiently until the pull comes out, and then the Gall ult comes out. I don't have the name of that particular ult, so I'll just call it the Gall ult, and then just straight up Maw. So any advantage that the triple tap dancers had with that massive pull-in was negated by that Maw from Ka-12 Ma. You're right. The MVP definitely will go to him. Li Ming looking at 160 siege damage along with 83 hero damage. Great job for her securing those two for her side. And Gall coming out with 167 siege damage and 94 hero damage on his side. With the kind of damage there. So great job on the behalf of the Regulators there. I will tip my hat to triple tap dancers trying to make some aggressive plays, trying to get that boss, trying to slink around and get a turn in. Did a nice job of trying to get those things going, but ultimately Regulators were able to just secure that match pretty handedly. That, gentlemen and ladies, are going to do it for us for this match. Thank you so much for watching. You can go ahead and leave a subscribe or a link to my Twitch page. We're going to be streaming again tomorrow night. And Jay, if you want to do your little selfless plug.
Yeah, of course, you guys can always find me on Jay's on Divine 9 over at my Twitch channel. And also, we'll be uploading all of these matches to YouTube, so you guys hopefully will be able to enjoy those. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We we might be casting again later tonight. We have put in an application for a couple of those. And of course, if you guys ever want either Plague or I to ever actually come on to your matches and cast, we're not always available 100% of the time, of course, to come cast, but anytime we can. We've really enjoyed doing this for Chair League over the last couple weeks. And, if there are any ESL gods out there listening, we would love to be able to cast for you guys someday. So,
There you
thank
go.
you so much for bringing me on, partner.
Absolutely, sir. We'll see you guys soon. Take care.